Yo, what is going on, guys? Got Hiker Toad here with week 10 of NPL, final week of the regular season, and this game actually does matter as we are going up against the Uzi Gunner. We have a 7-2 record going into this. A win would lock us to playoffs, and if Techno does lose by a certain amount, if we win by a certain amount, we can actually get the first seed and make the conference finals. I think that's what they're called, or just the finals, and that gives us a huge advantage over the other four teams in playoffs, not counting the other person we would play. But yeah, so if we can win that and Techno would lose, that'd be really cool. But yeah, just our goal right now is to make playoffs. So if we do win this, like I said, we're locked. And then if we lose this, we need I think either Zeden or Turk needs to lose. It doesn't matter which one, but one of them needs to lose. I'll discuss more about the playoffs at the end of the video. But yeah, we are going up against the Uzi Gunner this week. Link will be down below. Make sure you check him out. This will be his last game for the NPL, as I think he is leaving next season. Didn't do the best this season, but he has had some good wins. I think his two wins being against Jake and Techno. Techno having the best record in the league, and Jake is a playoff team, so that's definitely something very important to keep note of. So yeah, going into this, his team is Kieran Black, Thunderous Incarnate, Uniclus, Klefki, Delmise, Volcanion, Tyranitar, Stoutland, Archeops, Palossand, Megastelix, and Wigglytuff. So his team's actually pretty interesting. I like it a lot. It's pretty much based around that Pure Black Thunderous core. He's brought that core to each game, I'm pretty sure. I think he's brought both of those to every game so far, if not like almost every game. So I'm expecting that offensive duo. So right here I do have a Spadef Charizard to help check that out, as I do have a more offensive Nidoqueen, because Nidoqueen can really pressure his team. So I really like just nice Spadef Charizard, and I do have Dragon Dance for once. So yeah, this thing can sweep him if I weaken his team. Like, his only really real responses are like the defensive, like maybe T-Tar or Volcanion. Like, he might be Shucka Volcanion to help check the Charizard and the Steela, so I'll need to break that or like just weaken it at least before I can start doing stuff with that. Since I mentioned that Nidoqueen, I'll go over it right now, has rocks, because I don't want to put rocks on Terrakion. I think it's easier to get rocks up on this, and I just have Earth Power, Sludge Wave, and the Flamethrower. This thing hits his team extremely hard. Like, it can 2-hit KO the Uniclus if he's Fizz Def, and that's just huge, as Uniclus is just a huge pain in my side for this match, so I really want to try and weaken it and force it to take damage. And rocks are just amazing against Kyurem, Thundy, and Volcanion, so I really want those rocks. So next up we have the Celesteela. Celesteela is Autotomize, Air Slash, Metal Sound, and Flash Cannon. So this allows me to beat his defensive mons without a boost. So I can Metal Sound the Uniclus, I can Metal Sound the Palossand, so I don't have to like rely on like flinching them or getting like death drops with Flash Cannon to wear them down if they're not like weakened already. This cannot touch the Mega Steelix, but honestly I'm not too concerned about the Mega Steelix. I don't think it's that much of a threat. Like, even just looking at what I brought, like pretty much everything can pressure it besides the Celesteela, so I'm not really worried about that. And I have a few other mons on my team that can pressure it, so I don't think it's the most optimal bring over something like Klefki. I think he'll probably bring that. So next up I have Terrakion, its Choice Scarf, specifically for the Thunderous. This Thunderous is just a threat. Like, even though it's not Z-move, it still can do a lot of work to my team, so I want to be able to revenge that. Also checks Z-Hail Kyurem if he is that set. So I have Roar. Roar is just in case he's setting up the Uniclus, if he's like Acid Armor or like Calm Mind. He just thinks he can get a free setup, or he just wants to go for Recover on my Terrakion. I can just roar him out and just phase him out, and so I have to deal with him at that current moment, as Uniclus is very annoying to my team. So yeah, that's pretty much Terractus rocks. Not rocks. Yeah, this is why I don't have rocks on it, because I feel like Scarf Rocks is harder to get up than getting up rocks with Nidoqueen. So yeah, Roar, Stone Edge, Quick Attack, and the Close Combat. So next up I have Rotom. Rotom's a bit iffy this matchup, but it's my only switch into Volcanion. So I feel like I really need to bring it for that Volcanion specifically. So I do have a Spadef variant. I have ways of scouting to see if he's Solar Beam or not, like, because it's not a Z user, so he'll have to be Power Herb. So his only other way would be like just Toxicking this down if he's not Solar Beam, so I'll have to play around that. If foul plays just so I can break a Kieran Black sub in case he wants to do that, because I don't like that thing just subbing up on me. And Volt Switch is just for momentum, as obviously, and Hydro Pump hits stuff like the Palossand and the Thundy Harder. And just Defog because rocks are really annoying for my Charizard, so yeah. And then lastly, we have, I'd probably say this is the win con. We have Alolan Persian with, we have Nasty Plot, Alolan Persian with Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse, Parting Shot, and the Hidden Power Fighting. This thing destroys everything on his team that isn't the Klefki, and I can just Parting Shot out on the Klefki into something like Nidoqueen and just pressure him with that. Once I get a Nasty Plot up, pretty much everything with Rocks Up just dies at +2. So I think that this thing has a very easy chance to win once I can remove the Klefki, as I'm not expecting him to bring any Scarfers, because like maybe he'll bring like Scarf Volcanion to revenge the Celesteela, but Celesteela could easily outspeed it, I think, with a Modest or Adamant Nature, so I'm not entirely sure if he wanted to do that. So maybe he'd bring like Thundy. I think he's brought Scarf Thundy a few times. And if he's bringing Scarf Thundy, that's like not a threat to the rest of my team, so I'm fine if he wants to do that. So yeah, gonna try and win with this, and we're gonna just hop right into the battle shortly. Yo, what is going on, guys? Got Hiker Toad here, and we are here with our battle against the Uzi Gunner for week 10 of NPL. This is his last game, so definitely hope that it's a good one for both of us. But yeah, just gonna quickly go over the sets that we have, as we have Spidef Charizard with Dragon Dance and Roost, 2 attacks. Autotomize Celesteela with Metal Sound, as that can wear down his walls. Terrakion with Choice Scarf to revenge the Thunderous, that, as you can see, is not here. Rotom Wash is Spidef to help check the Volcanion. Life Orb Nidoqueen with 3 attacks on rocks. And then we have Nasty Plot, Parting Shot, Dark Pulse, Hidden Power, Fighting, Technician, Alolan Persian with Life Orb. Really good against his team once we can get that Klefki down. So yeah, looking at his team, he didn't bring the Thunderous, which I find extremely surprising, as I felt like that was a pretty big threat to my team, and it could also check my setup sweepers with the Thunder Wave if he wanted to have that. And also, I think he's brought it to every single game bar this one. So that also led to me expecting him to bring it. But as you can see, he did not bring it, so that's definitely a bit annoying, as I felt like I brought a team that could check it very well. But instead he does bring the Volcanion, Palossand, Kieran Black, Uniclus, Klefki, and the Tyranitar. So yeah, Scarf Terrakion's like not as useful unless he's like Z-Hail Kyurem, or maybe Scarf Terrakion or Scarfed Volcanion, so that's a bit annoying, but it still can do some work if I can remove the Palossand and Uniclus. So I'm just going to hop right into this battle, as I'm going to lead with the Persian, see what he wants to do. He leads with the Klefki, I go for the Parting Shot. His move does not go first, so I automatically know that he is going for like an attacking move, like maybe Dazzling Gleam, as that's exactly what he does, as this is just a perfect opportunity for me to get up my Stealth Rocks here, as he does go into the Uniclus. I want to just scout out his set right here, as he might just go for the setup here, or just overpredict, as he reveals to be either an Assault Vest variant or a very Spidef Uniclus. So because of that, I'm going to just switch out here into my Charizard, expecting him trying to scout out what he wants to do, as he does just go for the cover. So he's just a Spidef variant. I'm going to double out into the Rotom here, expecting the Volcanion, as I didn't want to risk also scouts for the potential Thunder Wave play that he could have made with his Uniclus. So that's just fair on him. He goes into the Palossand. I immediately know that he's just going to try and switch out to something else to gain momentum, so I'm just going to Volt Switch out on that, on his Klefki. So I'm just going to go out into my Nidoqueen, as I can just go for a Flamethrower here in case he wants to Magnet Rise, and I can just get damage off on this once again, as I still have the rocks up. So now I'm just going to go out into my Charizard as he goes into the Klefki, and this covers him staying in and Volt Switching out, so I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, as he does decide to just go for the Defog, and Earthquake's going to take him out, so that's really huge. So the Klefki is now gone, which is amazing for the Persian. So looking at his team, his only Dark Resist now is the Tyranitar, which gets blown away by a Dark Pulse, so that's really big there. As he's going to go into his Volcanion now, go for the Toxic, as my Rotom can just take that and just go for a Volt Switch on the following turn. And on this turn, I'm going to make a bit of an interesting play. I'm not sure if this was my best play. I'm going to go into the Nidoqueen to set up my rocks, because his removal is gone, and he has the Kyurem and the Volcanion, which really dislike rocks. However, I think that I could have tried to position myself better to where I could have gotten these rocks up, like my sorry about the mouse right there, but my thought process was I wouldn't really get a chance to get my rocks up. But what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna get my rocks, but he's going to psychic. My Nidoqueen's gonna die, and that means that my only rock resist right now is the Terrakion, meaning the Tyranitar just needs to predict once, and my Terrakion is gone. So if he's like Choice Scarf, that could definitely be a threat, so I'll have to be wary of that. I'm just gonna go into Charizard here and go for the Earthquake. Once again, covering if he wants to go out into the Volcanion or the Tyranitar, as he just goes into the Palossand, making a good mid-ground play as he goes for the Shore Up. If he went for like the Earth Power right there, I could have taken that and then 2 KO'd him. And then since his Reuniclus is Spread Terrakion actually could have put in a lot of work, but he does go for the Shore Up, so yeah, I'm just going to switch out now as Rocks is pretty obvious, so he's going to do that. And I'm just going to fire off the Dark Pulse. I get a really big hit off on something here as he goes into the Tyranitar, taking a good chunk because of the crit, but still a good chunk regardless. He's not that bulky, however, I'm going to stay in and I'm going to die. So yeah, his only dark resist was this, so pretty much my biggest threat to his team just died right there. And my thought process was he wasn't scarfed. I feel like he really didn't have much of a reason to be scarfed with the Tyranitar. Like, the only thing it really does is the only thing that it really does is it outspeeds my unboosted Charizard and Terrakion, and also the Persian. But I also feel like that's something that a scarfed like Thundurus could have done as well, while also checking the Celesteela. So I'm definitely curious to see his thoughts on that. Like, I don't think it's a bad set by any means. It's just something that caught me off guard. So it's definitely unfortunate that that happened. But yeah, I'm just gonna go into my Terrakion right here, and now we have a few things can happen. So he can either just stay in and Stone Edge again, making an aggressive play because he doesn't really need, like, this is good against me, but he doesn't need it. So he can stay in and Stone Edge, which would cover me doubling. And if I were to double into Celesteela here, predicting his Palossand, then that would mean that I pretty much lose if that happens, because my main way of winning at this point is Celesteela. I need to get an Autotomize up, because with the rocks up, the Volcanion is in range of a +1 Air Slash, so I can move that further, then that would be really good. So I'm gonna play it safe here, and on the off chance he wants to make that aggressive play, I'm gonna close combat, as he's going to go into the Palossand. And now we basically come across another series of plays. He has a few options here. He can either just stay in and play it safe and go for the Earth Power. He's in charge of this game right now. So my thoughts were that at this point he doesn't really have a reason to make an aggressive play here. Like, obviously, I guess if you wanted to win bigger or just like flex or whatever, I guess he could just double out, but I don't think it's necessary for him at this point. Like, I think he's in a good spot, and so because of that, I'm just going to go into Celesteela, as I'm going to switch out into Celesteela, and he's just going to switch out into the Hiram Black. So that's not very fun. And so this is like another, like, I don't think this play was as much like 50-50 or whatever as the other two were, but basically at this point, if he goes for like the Fusion Bolt, I lose, because I can't kill him from this range with Flash Cannon, I'm pretty sure. So I need to get this weakened. So I have like 3 plays here. Either go Charizard, go Terrakion, or go Rotom. And my goal is to get Celesteela into a position where it can win. So to do that, I really need to force this Kyurem out and put myself into a position where I can double into Celesteela. So I'm gonna go into my Rotom here, as he goes for that. As he goes for the Roost, and he goes for the Devastating Drake. So first off, I'm a bit surprised, because I thought that he would be the Icium Z, because my only ice resist is the Rotom, so I'm a bit confused as to why he had a Dragonium over Icium. But regardless, Kyurem's just a monster, so it's just gonna take that out. So Rotom's gone, and I haven't succeeded in forcing this out yet, but well, I was fine with sacking Rotom there, because I really need to just, this is now or never for me to win with Celesteela. So I go into Charizard. Now, because I'm very split def, there's a chance that if he's very speedy, I won't outspeed him. So because of that, I go into Charizard. And if he's Outrage, I have a chance. If he's not Outrage, then I need him. If he's not Outrage, then I need then if he's like if he outspeeds me and he just goes for Dragon Claw and he kills me, I'll have to go to Tracheon, and then it just becomes another situation of does he preserve the Kyurem or does he not? And if I can get those plays right, then that's good. But going for Outrage also gives me a chance to win. Because because at this point, because like his okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Just like I played this a while ago and I kind of forget, but his Volcanion is at 51%. And because of that, if he goes hard Volcanion on my Celesteela as I go for the Autotomize, I need an Air Slash Flinch. If I don't get the Air Slash Flinch, I lose. So I feel like maybe this might be a better, basically this series of plays increases my odds of winning, because I either need him to choke or I need to luck. And like, I respect Uzi, it's nothing against him, but I'm definitely going to take any chance that I can get to win this game, especially when if I lose, since it looks like I'm going to lose this, it will greatly affect my playoff chances. So I'm going to go Celesteela. I'm going to go for the Autotomize as he gets the 2-turn Outrage, which I need. So, like I said, I wasn't really anticipating the Scarf Tyranitar, and in prep I kind of looked over it, which was a mistake on my behalf. However, because of that, because he's I think because to outspeed the Persian, he needs to be like Jolly with like near max speed. He actually outspeeds my Celesteela set with the Tyranitar. Now he doesn't know this, but if he does attempt to do that to revenge me, and I'm in range of Stone Edge, then I will lose. Stone Edge does like 44, or like around there. So if he hits himself in confusion here, as I go for the Metal Sound, I win. Like, I 100% win. Like, the only way I'd lose if he would have hacked me. But, like, obviously I did hacks him to get into this position. I would have had to hacks him to get into that position. So, yeah, my play here is to bank on the confusion, because if I go for the Metal Sound, as he hits himself, he'll be in range of Flash Cannon, and at +1, like I said, the Volcanion will die. So what happens is either he sacks the Kyurem and just flat out loses there, or he switches out and we just play more Metal Sound mind games, as he didn't have Thunder Wave on the Uniclus. So I'm gonna go for that, and he is going to go. I'm gonna go for the Metal Sound, and he's gonna go for the Fusion Bolt, and that's gonna be game. So yeah, that is going to be a good game to Uzi. He honestly just destroyed me this game. Like, I think I was in a good position in the I think it was more so even. Like, I don't think the differential really tells the whole story. Like, I think that he destroyed me in the end game, but I think in the beginning of the game I definitely had control. It was when I sacked my Nidoqueen is when I'd probably say things went astray. So yeah, that's gonna be it for that. We got a 5-0 loss. We're gonna end the season off 7-3. I don't remember the differential on the top of my head, but yeah. So I hope that you guys did enjoy my NPL minors run, and I will be cutting it shortly here to show you guys something in a second. Gotti. But yeah, that was like a really bad cut, but yes, this is obviously spoilers on other matches. As you can see, there will be something in the description, so if you got spoiled, then you should have read the description. But yeah, we actually are going to make playoffs because Techno did end up beating Turk in his Week 10 match. They actually both uploaded, so go check out those games. That was actually a pretty good game on both of their sides. So Unfortunately, Turk did miss out on playoffs just due to how conferences work. As in our conference he plays fourth, but he actually would have placed second in the other conference if he was in that. So yeah, conferences are a bit BS, but I won't go on about that. So yeah, we are going to make playoffs. Went 7-2, so I'm pretty happy that we were able to make playoffs. But figured that I would show the playoff bracket for this as we have Techno versus Turbo for the championship game. The winner of this match will get automatically promoted, while the loser will play in the redemption game where they have a second chance to get promoted, which is why winning our conference was so huge. Because now we're going to have to play out the long way as we got the third place seed in our conference. So we're actually going to play good pal John W, who we did play week one and did come out with the W. We did both make a few changes, so the matchup will be a bit different, but yeah, really going to try and win that and make it to that redemption game. So yeah, also Tech, oh, not Tech. His name says Tech in it. Jake and Zeden are also playing round one. So if we were to beat John, we would play the winner of that. But that will be uploaded next week. I think is when we will upload the games. I haven't been. I haven't. Nobody's played yet, as you can see, as we have the exclusive NPL doc up for you guys. But yeah, our season's still going strong even after that rough loss. So make sure you stick up, stay tuned for next week, as you will see Hiker versus John. So yeah, that's all for this week, and peace.